Hello and thanks for watching. I'm Jon Bozeka. This week at Otterbein, the men's golf team is set for the NCAA tournament. The baseball team has a big doubleheader coming up on Saturday, and the alumni art display will be held at Courtright Memorial Library within the next week. But first, we will look into a story at Otterbein that has brought great argument between the campus police and campus media. The Otterbein Police Department used to be Otterbein Security, and when it was, Otterbein student media would receive all their records from the Westerville Police Department. Although in 2011, when the Otterbein Security became the Otterbein Police Department, the hope was that public records would be accessed by them instead of the Westerville Police Department. Now all the students are left with is a Clery log from the OPD, which can be found on otterbein.edu. The Tan and Cardinal, Otterbein's newspaper, has been working very hard to fight this case. We sat down with former staff member Lindsay Hobbs, who tells us her role in this difficult situation.
So when they switched to police department, we continued to ask for records as normal. And eventually we started getting no's, just complete no's. We originally got abbreviated records. They would maybe have, student was caught underage drinking in their dorm. And they would maybe have a date and a time, but nothing else. And then eventually we got not even that.
Because of the switch, it has been found that the Tan and Cardinal and the Otterbein Police Department are not actually at the same understanding at this present time.
My interpretation is that the Otterbein Police were given their certifications by the Ohio Attorney General, and they have all the powers of police. Therefore, they are a real police department, and they should follow Ohio public records laws just like any other police department, regardless of if they work for a private school or not.
And while the Otterbein community may be small, they aren't the only ones aware of this situation.
The Columbus Dispatch did a bit of a blog post about the situation, and This Week News also did a story about the situation. And This Week News quoted the spokesperson for the Ohio Attorney General, and the spokesperson said, "We are in no position to give out legal advice." So that's the Attorney General's stance on this.
Hobbs and the TNC won an award for their coverage on this story, and next week we are expecting to have a response from the OPD on this issue. Well, the Clemens Center will be bustling with activity on Friday as Otterbein is hosting Relay for Life. This is an event that is done to raise awareness for cancer and benefit the American Cancer Society. The event will go May 3rd through the 4th. Go to your Ozone if you would like more information or you would like to join a team or donate. The goal this year is to raise $25,000. Well, that is all the time we have for the news on this week's show, but Uptown Westerville is in Otterbein's backyard, and Grace, it seems as though there is always new exciting things happening just up the road.
You know what, John? There are a lot of things. Otterbein has a lot of activities going on, but there are also many things that Westerville has to offer. In the past episodes of This Week at Otterbein, we have explored a few of Uptown Westerville's stores and galleries, but today we will look at one that is very unique. Emmy Wells has more.
Proof that a college degree can take you anywhere you want to go is Otterbein graduate Amy Winter. Winter graduated with a degree in art, but decided to take the business route instead. She owns a store in Uptown Westerville called Edwin Loy. The shop features unique, repurposed items ranging from jewelry to furniture. Winter tells us more about Edwin Loy and what it brings to the community.
I basically call my store a home decor store with, I repurpose, reuse, and paint furniture. So my whole idea is to find another life for furniture and things like that.
Taking the risk to start her own business was a big decision for Amy, but she knew what she wanted to do with her career.
I think it was a leap of faith. I knew I wanted to do something in the route of what I wanted to do. It's a learning process. You are learning every day, but it's definitely something I wouldn't change.
To any Otterbein students who are trying to decide what career path to take, Winter gives this advice.
I always believe in following your heart and doing something that you enjoy and love, and the money will follow. So I would just say keep your minds open and have fun and enjoy what you do and find a job that you can be happy with.
For This Week at Otterbein, I'm Emmy Wells.
Throughout the month of May, Becker Gallery and Courtright Memorial Library will be displaying art by Otterbein alumni. The art that is displayed is the photography of Amy Parrish, a former speech communications major from the class of 2003. Otterbein is also honoring an alumni author. The alumni author of the month happens to be Amy's husband, William Parrish, who has just published his book, One Day October. This exhibit will be displayed in the Becker Gallery of the library until June. The reception for those successful Otterbein grads will be held on May 6th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Well, that's all the time we have for arts and entertainment. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, it will be David Kinder here with the Cardinal Sports Report.
Good afternoon, Mr. Phelps. At 2200 hours, we received information that Otterbein student Rob Ish is planning on throwing away his newspaper in the trash. Although there are many recycling bins available throughout campus, Rob is not planning on recycling. It is your mission, should you choose to accept it, to make sure Rob Ish disposes his newspaper in the proper recycling bin. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
David Kinder here with the Sports Report. The Otterbein football team surprised all doubters last season. Expected to only go 3-7 last year under new head coach Tim Daup, they went 8-2. With summer break coming up and the fall season to follow, I caught up with Coach Daup and defensive end Pat Schultz to see how the team is progressing. After coming off the third most successful season in school history last year, Coach Tim Daup will enter his sophomore year looking to improve, and he thinks the team is moving in the right direction.
I still think, I always think it's up to the seniors. And if the seniors do what they're supposed to do and lead us and everybody, does what they're supposed to do, then I think we'll be fine and continue to climb. Our goal is every year is to have a winning record. That's our first goal. Let's have a winning record. Then, let's make the playoffs, and then let's win the OAC.
Under center this year, Coach Daup will entrust senior Ben Sizemore. Sizemore took over at quarterback last year after Aaron Kincaid suffered an injury in the 5th game of the season. Sizemore did not disappoint, throwing for 696 yards and 6 touchdowns. The Cards are expecting a lot out of him as he enters his last year of eligibility.
Well, I think those playing as a junior really helped him. I've seen him mature a lot. He's reading things differently. Yesterday he walked up to practice to me and said, hey, if they do that, why don't we do this? So he's thinking a lot more. I think he understands the game a lot more than he did, just throwing him in last year.
One of the reasons for the Cards' success last year was the defense. In their 8 victories last year, they only allowed 10 points per game. Defensive end Pat Schultz anchored the line last year and looks to return as a senior leader this year.
I always try and be a leader on and off the field, but most importantly, we just need this team to come together. We have a bunch of holes to fill. Anthony Korpeski is a huge hole to fill. We just need those people to step up and be able to make plays. And Coach preaches that family, that cohesiveness. And once we get that, that's really what the mental aspect of the spring game is, and we'll be good to go.
After a long summer, Otterbein will open the grid season with St. John Fisher at Memorial Stadium on September 7. And with the season coming up, Coach Daup is only saying one thing to his players.
We don't talk about anybody except for St. John Fisher right now.
The men's golf team continued history, winning their 16th OAC tournament on Sunday, defeating Mount Union by 3 strokes. Otterbein senior Taylor Harley, who won the OAC Spring Invitational, now looks forward to the NCAA tournament. Jon Bozeka talked to Harley to get his feelings on the season.
Golf, a sport that determines and tests your mental toughness. Yet for senior Otterbein student Taylor Harley, it has brought him much joy, and he has achieved truly great things while on the team here at Otterbein.
It's a great accomplishment. Anytime that you can win, the OAC championship, it's something that's not done very often. I've been fortunate. I've won it 3 times in my career here, and this past year is a little more difficult than it's been in the past, but winning again as a senior and being able to go to nationals, my senior year, and it's a great feeling.
Otterbein head golf coach Matt Cooperrider is often to credit for the team's continuing success year after year.
He's done a great job of bringing in new talent, new freshmen each and every year to keep us competitive in the OAC and amongst some of the best teams in the nation. So he's done a great job of keeping this men's golf team with a rich tradition of excellence, for sure.
Harley this year has already achieved lots, but with it being his last, he hopes to go out with a bang.
Being a senior, this is kind of my last hurrah. You know, my biggest goal once again was winning the OAC championships. And going down to nationals is what we like to call icing on the cake. Being a senior, knowing that it's going to be my last competitive golf tournament, being the NCAA national championships, I'm just going to do my best to soak it all in and enjoy every minute of it, no matter what happens.
For This Week at Otterbein, Jon Bozeka reporting.
The baseball nine advanced their season mark to 23-14 with a victory over non-conference Ohio Lancaster on Wednesday, 13-3. Sean Kettering went 4 for 5 in the win and knocked in 4 runs. John Chaney picked up the victory on the mound. The Cards are currently in a two-way tie for 4th place in the OAC with a 9-7 league record. Only the top 4 teams make the OAC tournament, so the season finale doubleheader with Baldwin Wallace this Saturday will be the determining factor, John, if the season ends or if we keep playing baseball.
And that game can be caught right here on OTV, can it?
That's right.
Well, thanks, David. On behalf of our entire crew, I'm Jon Bozeka, reminding you to make every day at Otterbein just a little bit better than the last. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next week.